Hiya, it's Elle, aka the Melanin Expat. So I know it's been forever since I last posted a video, and I am so sorry, guys. But to make up for it, I have a super fun vlog planned for you this week, and it's basically me exploring Munich. So without further ado, here's what I got up to in Munich last weekend. Being back in Munich, walking around the city centre, walking the streets that I used to walk when I was working by the Hauptbahnhof, and then also now being at my other job or being near it. It's very nostalgic, but it also reminds me I'm out of breath. But it also reminds me how, like, I don't know, it shows you how far you've grown, I feel, because it's like 2 years since, I don't think it's 2 years since I've been back, but 2 years since I lived here. And I feel like I'm such a different person versus like who I was when I lived here. I was so shy. I was always nervous, like very anxious, always thought things over and over again. And like now coming out of that and coming back, I'm like, oh wow, like I'm a completely different person. I feel completely different here. But also, I think a big thing that I did notice is a lot of the generalizations that I made, like, I won't say them now, but a lot of the generalizations I made, I think, are very true. And it's like, I think being in this bubble here, you can go crazy thinking it's just you, or you're interpreting it, or whatever the situation might be. But I honestly think that a lot of it is actually happening. So we're like walking down to where I used to work. And Sunny used to be like the world-renowned office dog. But yeah, it looks exactly the same. It just actually amazes me how clean Munich is. Like, I talk about it because back then it was like still fresh in my mind, but like now coming back, and I feel like Düsseldorf isn't even that dirty, but like being here, I'm like, oh wow, it is actually very clean, to be honest. But now just pulling up at the hotel, seeing how this is going to work, because my husband booked the room with his name, didn't mention that I was coming, and I still don't have my last name changed, so let's see if it works. Okay, quick update. I couldn't check in because it's in 2 hours, so now I have 2 hours to kill walking around and just finding something to do. Yes, I have literally no clue, because basically where this hotel is, there's not a lot around. It's pretty corporate, so it's a bit of a weird one. I don't know whether to go into the city and then come back, or walk around here for 2 hours. But I think I'm going to go into the city because it makes literally no sense. Yeah, maybe go into the city, try and find a nail shop, because I'm looking a bit crusty. I haven't got any lip balm. My life is a mess, but it's fine because it's not raining, it's not as cold as I feel, and I'm sweating, I stink, I smell so bad because I've been traveling for like 6 hours now. And yeah, I've been traveling. My train was at like 6 in the morning because I'm cheap. I want to save money and I don't want to buy the same train ticket as my husband, so I went on an earlier train, and now I just have some time to kill, basically. Okay, so I just got out of the nail shop, got my nails done. That's why I'm walking around like a bad bitch right now, even though I stink and haven't showered and haven't done my makeup. But it's fine. But literally today is 11:11, and I know it sounds so, oh my gosh, it's so annoying walking with the dog, but today is 11:11, and I feel like literally everything is freaking aligning. Like, I'm seeing so much manifestation, or whatever you want to call it, everywhere in everything that I'm doing, and it's like everything's just aligning itself. Like, I check my message, and like certain things that I've been wanting to happen are literally happening, so that's amazing. But anyways, now I'm back, or heading back to the hotel, which is like 15 minutes away. I'm gonna shower. Oh, come Sunny Buns. I'm gonna shower, grab something for dinner, and yeah. Okay, the quality is not the best right now, so ignore that, but hopefully you can hear me. I am just walking back from the U-Bahn station, so I went into the city for some drinks and food with my old colleagues, which was really nice. We worked together in my first ever job, and the girl, she's American from California, the guy, he's Italian from Florence, super international. And yeah, we just stayed in touch after all this time. And it's so funny because when you make friends with people, like you meet people, you never know how long you're going to be in each other's lives for, how much of a connection it is. And you know, it's crazy, after almost now 5 years of living here, we've still managed to stay in touch, still trying to keep our friendships going. And I think those are the friendships that last, where you can go a long period of time, because it's been 2 years now that I've been living in Düsseldorf, and we stay in touch via like a little group chat, but not often. You know, the odd birthday wish here and there, or the odd Merry Christmas or Happy New Year, but that's about it. I invited them to our wedding, they couldn't make it. The girl, she invited me to her wedding back when I was still living in Munich, so I went. But my point is, we've just managed to stay in touch, and now we're making plans for next year, just trying to visit each other a little bit more. But yeah, it was really, really cute. Also made me miss the city. Like, I'll show you later, but Munich is so, so beautiful. It's like a fairy town or city, and there's so much to do, so much to see. It's super, super clean, and there's just something about it. It just has a really good ambience, I want to say, if that's how you pronounce it. To me, it's kind of somewhat similar to New York, but also it's not New York, because I feel like New York people are nice, not gonna lie, but it just has that kind of big city feel, if you get what I mean. And yeah, like I have my sidekick here, if you can see him. Walking past my old office again, and now back to the hotel to meet my husband, who is now suffering from a headache or a stomachache. I'm not even sure what it is he's suffering from, but he's suffering from something right now. And I'm gonna go see him, drink some wine in the hotel room, and yeah, that's it. Good morning. Today is a new day. It's Saturday. It's the weekend. I slept in pretty late, not gonna lie. It's like, what time is it? 11:15. I just went to pick up some dog food, or basically like fresh beef, because the hotel doesn't have a fridge. So I couldn't bring any of Sonny's food with us, and he is having some stomach issues, so he can't really eat dry dog food. So basically, luckily there's a butcher's inside the Rava, and Rava is basically a grocery store, and you can buy like the certain amount that you want of food. So I literally bought him like 60 grams of meat to eat for breakfast. So now we're just going on his walk. Sonny, come. But now we're just going on his walk. Then I'll go back to the hotel, quickly shower, and then go into the city to meet one of my friends. So she was also an old colleague that I'll be catching up with, and she still lives in Munich, so we're just gonna grab some coffee, maybe some lunch, walk around, and I'll finally be able to show you more of the city, because I feel like it's just been my face and like nothing. So yeah. Okay, sorry for the shaky hand and yeah, shitty setup right now, because I'm just in the hotel room. I don't want to show you how messy it is, but I just wanted to have like a little sit down, and maybe I'll have another one later. I'm not sure what this vlog is gonna look like, to be honest, but I finally like put some makeup on, tried to look decent, but there's like stains everywhere already. But anyway, I'm gonna go out into the city now and meet my friend. I've showered, you know, got myself looking a little bit more right, and yeah, so before I got, I just wanted to kind of like sit down and talk about like my feelings, which is kind of weird, because when I planned this trip to come to Munich just for the weekend, it wasn't really a plan, it was just very spontaneous, but whatever. When I planned to come here, I didn't think I would have any feelings. Like, I thought I would just come, you know, hang out, see my friends, walk around, do some vlogs or whatever. And it's like my first day being here, so yesterday, it was kind of like like, I don't want to say PTSD, but like it kind of was like in this realm. And I feel like the reason why is because it made me realize a lot, because I feel like when I lived here, I was so unhappy. Like, I was so unhappy. I, you know, didn't have many friends, if any. I had my work colleagues and the colleagues that like I'm meeting up with now that I've managed to like stay in touch with, but I didn't really have a social life. My partner was my lifeline. I didn't really attempt to. And when I say I didn't attempt to, like obviously in my settings I wasn't like cold or anything like that, whether it's at work or when I would go to a party or something, but I just never like went onto like Facebook or groups to actually proactively try and meet people. So that was like my big failure. That was my big mistake here. And basically I was really, really unhappy. I had burnout, and at the time I never even knew the term burnout. And like when I look back at it, it's like I for sure had burnout. I was going to therapy at the time. I was like really, really unhappy here, and I didn't realize it. I thought Munich was the best place in the world. I had conformed so much to the style here. Like I didn't even realize I was doing it at the time. And like I think I talked about it in one of my other like videos, but like, you know, people are very like type A, I want to say here, and like things have definitely changed because of all this like pandemic-ish and this Gen Z and trying to be like individualistic and wear like really baggy clothes and all of that. So it's changed a little bit. I don't think everyone that lives in Munich has this class A look, but when I say class A look or type A look, it's this very like business, casual, formal type attire where you wear like a long jacket, where you wear like skinny jeans, white clean trainers, a nice designer a cardigan or like jumper. And that's how I dressed when I lived here, and that is not me. I like wearing short skirts, I like wearing fishnets, I like having my titties out, I love wearing like platform boots. I just love like grungy look. I'm a very girly girl, but I also like I don't know, my aesthetic changes, I think, but like I really like dressing on the like more edgy grungy side, and then I also like dressing up like really girly girl. So it's like this alter ego that I kind of have, but that is more me. And it takes time. Like I was 20, how old was I was like 21, no 22 when I moved here, so I was also like still finding out who I was or who I am. And I think that was part of it, is like I wasn't sure of myself, I was very insecure. Like people would stare at me and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're staring at me because I'm black or I don't fit in here, and it was always like the most negative situation. And I think a lot of it is still true, but what I'm trying to say is like this PTSD coming back here is I realized a lot of it wasn't in my head. Like within 1 hour of being in Munich, like 3 things had happened. Okay, enough of that, and now on to exploring Munich. So we are in the city centre. It's super busy because today is a Saturday. Fun fact, in Germany, the church is usually the tallest building around. So yeah, here are some church bell ringing. Basically, it's a thing that happens like all the time. I really don't know why. But yeah, we have church bells ringing like nonstop. Anyways, I went for some coffee with my old colleague. It was really, really nice, but I didn't want to vlog because it was very emotional and yeah, personal. But anyways, I'm walking around what's called Viktualienmarkt. It's in the central part of Munich, and essentially it's like a farmer's market. It happens every weekend. You have a lot of fresh fruits, vegetables, juices. Now that it's Christmas time, we also have some Glühwein, which is basically mulled wine or warm red wine. You can also have some schnapps, which is very, very common in Germany. So they love their alcohol here, and it's relatively affordable. Of course, all these things are a little bit more expensive than if you just buy it from a regular grocery store, but it's somewhat affordable here. So here I am just exploring some more, walking around, playing it cool because I am super nervous. So if I have a weird facial expression, please ignore that because this is my first time vlogging, guys. Anyways, I'm pulling up to this restaurant slash grocery store called Eat Italy. It's super popular here. People love it. The Germans go crazy for it because it's super authentic Italian food apparently, but the Italian people I know hate it. So yeah, you decide if you're in Munich, try it out. It's super expensive. That's why I've never been. But yeah, do try it out and let me know. Anyways, guys, this was really, really funny. It was a bunch of guys riding this bike and drinking at the same time. I wish I had done something like this before. Anyways, now I'm just showing you this area. I think it's Gardner Platz. I'm not exactly sure, but there's a lot here. There's loads of cafes, loads of restaurants, loads of shops. It's just so scenic and beautiful. And this is what I mean about Munich. You can look down any street, and in my opinion, it's super, super scenic. Love it. Anyways, I'm just crossing the road, doing my pedestrian thing, also having to walk slightly slow because of Sunny. That's the annoying thing about walking with a dog is that he stops a lot to sniff. Anyways, I'm just showing you more of the city centre. So I think I'm in Marienplatz now, which is very, very central. I found this little like nook corner area. I've never been here, and that's crazy because I lived here for 3 years. Anyways, I thought I'd treat myself to some glue wine, the first glue wine of the season. If you don't know what glue wine is, it's mulled wine. And if you don't know what mulled wine is, it's hot red wine essentially with like fruits and stuff inside. It's super alcoholic. Okay, it's not that alcoholic, it's like 20%, but whatever. So here I am drinking my mulled wine, trying to warm myself up, and yeah, I have some women in the background. I don't know what they're doing, but anyways, back to my city tour. So here I am in Marienplatz again, just showing you guys the Rathaus, which is basically the courthouse. You can get married here, you can get divorced here, you can do a lot of things here. I don't know. But anyways, this is the city centre. I love it. It's so pretty. It's so scenic. Architecture is beautiful. It's super busy today because it's a weekend. It's Saturday. Everyone is here. Oh yeah, and it was really, really foggy today because if it wasn't as foggy, you'd be able to see the Alps from here, and it's absolutely stunning. Anyways, this is the Rathaus again from my point of view. I don't know why I thought this would be a good idea, but I did. So yeah, here you go. Anyways, I'd had enough. Sunny had had enough. We're deciding to go home. Here is a station. It's huge. In general, stations are pretty big here. There's like 4 or 5 different exits and entrances. It's insane. Here is me and Sunny waiting for the U-Bahn. So yes, it's an underground train, which we call the U-Bahn here. It's super, super old. I don't know why. Munich, you would think, would invest in a new one, something that's a little bit more modern, but no, this is what we use. Anyways, as I mentioned, it's super orderly here. People wait for people to get off the U-Bahn first, or the train or the bus, before getting on. And if you're wondering why we still have masks on, because Germany sucks, JK, but we still have mask inflict, which means you have to wear a mask on public transport. Most people abide, some people don't. I do because I don't want to get fined. Anyways, we're driving off into the sunset. Bye!